What lessons? Yes. Yes. And and the only word that we have, which is in the area of security as a retired DCP, can you advise the people on the consciousness of security, especially in the light of the festive season we are celebrating, the security consciousness they need to have? The security consciousness the faithful need to have in the uncertain times of the celebration of Easter. Thank you. Thank. Thank you very much, Benjamin, for standing by. We really appreciate your sacrifice of time in the field. We appreciate you. Okay, that's Benjamin. He is now at St. Joseph Catholic Parish in Niman, where we just got feed from the lay faithful there, Dr. Barnabas Ake, and the retired DCP Godwin Ali. Back to our guest in the studio, Mr. Pwaza. Can they conclude your thoughts, especially on what the followers can do, also our leaders can do to draw lessons from Easter? Earlier on, we will listen to one of our callers who mentioned that our leaders do not even believe in this message. But what lessons do our leaders and followers specifically need to draw from this celebration?
One is truth. We should stand on the truth. Jesus stand on the truth.
Yes.
2, we should be prayerful.
All right. So,
and 3, should try as much as possible to fulfill our campaign promises. That is for our political class.
Okay. And for the followers?
And for the followers, we should continue to be prayerful. devil is still hanging around.
All right. Okay, let's engage with a few more people. I'll come back to you, Sanjay. Hello.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. This seems like Eagle Radio. Thank God we have one this proven time. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Dosu Afeya. I'm calling from Tojako Music.
The name is who?
Dosu Afeya.
Okay, Dosu Affair.
Yes.
Okay, Georgia Kumewe in Makudi, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Dosu Affair, for joining us. Please go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay. For me, I see Good Friday as that period that marks reconciliation because Christ died on the cross and what brought us closer to God. We could interact with God, and I also see it as that period in time where we show love, we show kindness, and all the rest. I also see it as that period in time in which God showed us how selfless He was. So I want to appeal to every Christian, to every believer, not just only believers, but every person out there to act like God, to be selfless, not just those people in government, but we citizens out there. We say government, but our hardship is what based on also what the citizens, the government are doing their own. We, the citizens, are also doing our own. So we should try to show what selflessness when it comes to humanity.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Dosu Affair, for your contribution. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a good Easter celebration. Those who are fair is talking about selflessness that needs to be imbibed on the part of our leaders and also our followers. Sanjay, what lessons do our leaders and our followers, need to draw from the season of Easter, and particularly drawing from Christ's passion?
Well, we cannot
Before you expand on your thoughts, quickly let me take this call. Okay. Hello, good morning. Oh, we lost connection with the caller. Please go ahead.
Yes, the period of so whatever for the leaders stand on the path of truth, be truthful to your electorate, the people that voted you, the people in government, be truthful to the people that you serve. To those who are workers, be truthful to the responsibilities that are given to you. Just like Christ, be very truthful. Let us all be very truthful to our people. And for our people, for the members of the laity council and the people of Christ, the people of God, the Diocese of Makurdi, and all over Benue State, our prayer for us is that let us celebrate this season peacefully. Let us take time to reconcile ourselves with our God firstly, and reconcile with the people around us, and people that we have sworn that we would never greet or would never have anything to do with them again. This celebration will be more meaningful if we reconcile with them. When you do that, you are happier.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Kindly move away from your radio set or turn down the volume so we can hear you better.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Very well.
Okay. So this is Joseph Adejo calling from Ochichubi in Upper Benue State.
Oh, thank you, Joseph Adejo. How is Upper this morning?
Yes. Thank God we are cool and calm.
Okay.
Glory of God.
Okay, thank you. Please go ahead. You said you are calling from Ochoche, right?
Ochichubi.
Okay, Ochichobili. Thank you. Please go ahead, Joseph Adejo.
Thank you very much. We thank God for this beautiful day. It's a day that is being marked as the arrested and the death of our Lord Jesus Christ on the cross of Calvary. Just a few to say, we need to reflect on to take the leadership or the example of our Lord Jesus Christ of what he has done for our sake. And one of the things I want to say here is that what leadership, if I'll translate it now with what Jesus has demonstrated, he demonstrated love upon mankind by coming all the way, leaving his exalted position to come and die for every one of us. So I want this time now, this period, that everyone should reflect and then lead according to the example of what Jesus Christ has demonstrated. And then I want to use this period to appeal to our leaders. Jesus Christ, though he was called a man of authority, but nevertheless he came down to display at least a servant leader by display for you and I to see that we have a better life and also to be saved. So please, I want our leaders to use this opportunity by saying to it that what they can do to demonstrate exemplary leadership to every common Nigerians like you and I over there, so that at the end we have something to talk about. And then my little message to all my leaders is this, please. Leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those in your charge. So that is what Jesus did by coming to die for our place. So please, let them take leadership as a price to pay. And then
Mr. for your contribution. We appreciate you. They should take leadership as a price to pay and to care for the people in their leading. We appreciate you very sincerely. Let's take some messages before we come back. This one says, Good Friday connotes a day that Jesus Christ's mission on earth was fulfilled for the salvation of mankind, whereas Easter is celebrated because of his victory over death. I refer us to Matthew 26, 27, and 28. The day is also describable to us to be zealous in alms giving as we show to one another. Good morning, and thanks for the program. Isaac Utsua from EA in Guma. Isaac, thank you very much for your message. We appreciate you. Another one here says, greetings to the presenter in the studio. My name is Abite Teso from Joseph's Awantaka University, Makudi. The event of today, which is Good Friday, has bring us together as Christian faithful, for Christ has died for us to redeem our sins and give us eternal life to whoever believes in him. Our celebration should be conscious because of the security challenge facing our country now, and we should also be prayerful. Thank you. Okay, Teso, thank you very much for your message. We appreciate you for sharing your thoughts with us. We'll take some more. But Mr. Akwaza, let me come to you now. Looking at the essence of Easter, essence of Good Friday, we had earlier pointed it out, the essence of Easter, how should it permeate the hearts of the faithful? How should the lessons, all this sacrifice, love, truth, and all of this, how should it permeate the hearts of the faithful to change the fortunes of the society?
Yes. We are supposed to go out there and proclaim the message to them over there for a better change. Just like we are referring to the political class and the leaders. If we, the followers, fall in either of the two, politics or leadership of the state or country or a local government, and we take the lifestyle of Jesus Christ by emulating him and doing what he taught us there, and people look at us as good people there, then we have passed the message. They will equally follow, and then the message of Christ will be taken to the nooks and corners of the world.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Sanjay, does the message of Easter permeate the hearts of the faithful? And if it does, how should they be change agents in the society that is bedeviled by so many evils?
That is the hope. That is our hope as Christians, that this message of having gone through this Lenten period, we have prepared ourselves adequately to celebrate this death and resurrection of Christ at Easter. And so the messages which are actually well prepared, prepare us to perform our roles beautifully in our society, in our present day society. But let me say this. You see, we are living in a society that is very, very difficult. We are living in times that are very difficult for us and for everybody, both economically and spiritually. And I keep referring to the message of our bishop yesterday at the Christmas, when he talked about the difficulties, the economic difficulties that our people face in several. We have about 11 deaneries in this diocese of Makurdi, and about 6 of them are people in about 6 of these deaneries. The churches have completely closed down, and the people are suffering. And this is the time when we should go back to the farms to prepare so that we can have food security for our families. And so when you preach a message to the people and ask them to live to a particular lifestyle, and their health is so badly challenged, and they don't have food security, and they don't have even the wherewithal to go back to their farms and prepare so that tomorrow they can have this food security. It's such a worrying trend. But then we are people of faith, and that is why we say that these preparations for this Lenten period gives us hope that we will live to our Christian calling, and that these challenges that we face, these security challenges that we face, these hardships, these economic hardships that we face, will just be passing phases in our lives. And as we celebrate Easter, we'll be celebrating as people of faith.
Okay, Mr. Kwaza,
Yes.
let me come to you. Yesterday, or not yesterday particularly, I think yesterday was Thursday. On Wednesday, President Bola Tinubu met with the select religious and traditional rulers, and the president was quoted as advising religious leaders not to run down the country with their sermons. In the light of the president's advice, does it represent in any way an attempt by the president to dictate to the preachers what they should preach to the citizens if we look at the circumstances, the challenging circumstances the country is passing through, especially in the light of Easter celebration?
That explains that he has no interest of his people at heart. If he has, he wouldn't have passed that message. That is a personal view to him. The Christian community or the leaders of the church are independent. They have their authority. Like the Catholic Church has its canon law, and the head of church is Pope, who lives in Rome. The bishop doesn't take any instruction from the president of a country. They advise the president on what to do for the benefit of the people. Like ours, Nigeria, we're in a political era where the political parties are heading the country. And if they felt challenged by the leaders of the church, they should go back to the drawing board and see if really they are working for the interests of the people. When I refer to people here, is the electorate, whom they went out yesterday campaigning, telling them heaven and earth, promising that we will make sure that the IDPs go back to their ancestral home, promising that there will be good roads, promising that there will be no more banditry or herdsmen attack. But they still go back and see things themselves that are going worse than how they met it. And for them to come out, or the president to come out and say the leaders of the church shouldn't run down the country is wrong, because they are not under him. They are speaking for God. They are speaking not for themselves, but for the people they are leading. They saw that the government is doing less, so the government should work up. And if the government permits criticism, that is where the government can work. But if government said they shouldn't be criticized, then that means it's not having the interest of the people at heart. So Tinubu was wrong saying that.
Okay. Sanjay, let me have your thoughts on this very quickly.
Yeah.
The same issue of the president, his engagement with the religious and traditional leaders. He was quoted the same question I had put forward earlier when he advised the religious leaders not to portray the country in bad light in their sermons. Are the leaders, the religious leaders, are they actually portraying the country in bad light in their sermons, or they are guiding on what is the right thing to be done?
You know that Tinubu is a politician, so he was speaking more or less politics. He wasn't talking, but like Kwaza has said, the religious leaders for the church, for the Christian Association of Nigeria and the Catholic Church, they are prepared. There are sermons that are prepared. Every sermon is prepared. Every activity of the church is so tailored that the church does not see itself as an agent that can ruin the country. But you know that some elements in the tradition, the traditional institutions and even in the church, there are some people whose calling is to say anything, and we've seen a few of those leaders, those clerics, so to say, who are in tandem with bandits, who go to negotiate with bandits, and who tell government, if you don't do this, if you don't negotiate with bandits, and don't do that, and don't do this, the country will go down. Or so there are those kind of elements. And I'm sure if Tinubu said that kind of thing, then like you say, then he was probably addressing those kind of elements, those kind of extremist elements that you find even among the clerical class. But for the church, the mainstream Christian church, I don't think you ever find those kind of things. But then again, we have a responsibility as Christian leaders. We have a responsibility as leaders of the church to support the church with our prayers, support the church, and not make reckless comments that will ruin the state. Because if we say inflammatory things and then the country comes into ruin, where do we run to? Because this is the only country that we have. And that's why here in Benue too, we have always kept engaging and saying that this government is doing very well. This government, His Excellency, is doing well. It's paying salaries, paying pensions, and all that. But on the issue of security, our people are not feeling safe. Our people are being hounded and harassed by insurgents, by herdsmen, by bandits, and nothing seems. The government doesn't seem worried. You have statements that are coming that are lackluster, that are lame, that do not give hope, and it calls for worry. And so we are praying. We are praying that there is a shift in that kind of mentality, so that our people can go back to their homes. They have vast lands from Agatu, Gwe West, Guma, Makurdi, and all the other places, so that they can go back and cultivate these vast lands and give us food as the food basket. So we will never say reckless statements that will ruin this country. But the president cannot. We'll keep praying for him.
Okay.
We'll keep praying for him.
Thank you very much. And maybe in 30 seconds, Mr. Kwaza,
Yes.
I'll request you to give your parting words because we're totally out of time. What the relationship between the followers and the leadership, those in the leadership class, should be, the relationship between the state and the church in the light of Easter. Your advice in 30 seconds.
The church is a complementary arm of the state or the government, so they should respect each other.
Okay. And from you?
Well, like you say, it's symbiotic. The church and the state cannot separate. They interrelate. While the other looks at the temporal goods of the people, the other looks at the spiritual goods of the people. And on this note, we'll be inviting everybody to come. We'll be culminating this celebration of the Lenten season and Easter celebrations on 13th of April here, where the church and the state want them to come back and celebrate Easter with us at this high level, St. Teresa's, when everybody will come celebrate in a grand way, charity works, prayerful works, award ceremonies and all that. And we think that Benue will be great again.
Okay, and this is where we must have to conclude on today's edition of the program as time has permitted us. I must appreciate very sincerely our discussants on the program. Today we focused on the significance of Good Friday and Easter celebrations in the light of Good Friday today and the Easter leading us all the way to Sunday and subsequent celebrations that will be coming up. We appreciate the Diocesan Laity Council President of the Catholic Diocese of Makurdi, a Knight of the Catholic Church, Knight of St. John International, Sir Andrew G. KSJ. Thank you very much, Sir G, for coming on this program.
That's my brother Antony. I appreciate you. I appreciate Agate Radio. I appreciate the management of this place and all the staff here. It's my first time in your facility, and I'm very, very impressed. Benue has a gold mine here, and we ask our people, the Catholics all over the Diocese of Makurdi, always patronize Agate Radio. We were here, we've been well received, and the facility is just fantastic. And I'm sure it's like a gold mine in the desert that has not been. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your kind words about Agate Radio. We are really encouraged. Let me also appreciate the Provincial Secretary General of the Abuja Catholic Province he is the Provincial Secretary of the Catholic Laity Council of Nigeria, the immediate past president of the Laity Council, Makurdi Catholic Diocese, Mr. Daniel Kwaza. Thank you very much, sir, for your time with us on the program.
Mr. Nongo, I extremely appreciate your invitation.
We are grateful that you made our time to join us, and I hope when next issues requires us to get you come along, you will be willing to come too. Thank you so much. Yeah, listener, that's our program for today. Today is Good Friday, as we mentioned. It is a day of salvation. Christ died to redeem mankind. Let's key into the message of hope, the message of Easter, to permeate our hearts so that we turn our state and our country's fortunes for good. My name is Nathaniel Nongo. I'll be here again on Monday for another edition of Perspectives. God bless you and have yourself a wonderful Good Friday and wonderful Easter celebrations ahead. Goodbye, and kindly stay tuned to Agate Radio.